Today's workforce is no longer limited to the office. Mobile devices now play an integral role. PeopleSoft Mobile Absence and Time and Labor provide you with an effective way to request and monitor absences and time. Vicky Zinn is an employee in a growing company. Today, Vicky wants to request some time off. She uses her smartphone to make the request. The employee self-service homepage is configurable. You can see the tiles that give you access to your most important and frequent tasks. To start, Vicky taps the Time tile. Your employees can use the Time menu to view absence balances and other absence requests, request an absence, and view payable and weekly time. But today, Vicky wants to report time. When you report time, start by selecting a time reporting code. Then, enter the number of regular hours in the quantity field. Tapping Time Details expands additional fields where you can enter a project ID and an activity ID. The available fields can change depending on your associated task group and task profile. After you tap the Submit button, a message appears at the top of the screen telling you that your time was submitted successfully. Tap the left arrow to return to the previous menu. Now, Vicky wants to view the time entered for the week. The weekly time displays all of your reported hours. You can tap the arrows next to the weekly dates to scroll to other weeks. Tap the time reporting code under a date to go back to the Report Time page, where you can add, edit, or delete the time you entered. Vicky goes back to the Time menu to view her payable time. In PeopleSoft Time and Labor, payable time is created when reported time has rules applied to it by the time administration process. Vicky can change the time period by tapping the calendar icons. Vicky returns to the Time menu to request an absence for sick leave. Vicky's organization configured the system so that employees can only select absence types that they're eligible for. The start date automatically shows today's date. The end date also defaults to today's date, but you can select a different end date if you need more time. The system calculates the duration based on Vicky's work schedule. You can use the partial days field if you don't need a full day away from work. Vicky's company configured mobile absence so that employees can tap the Check Eligibility button to see if they're eligible for an absence. To finish up, Vicky adds her comments and submits the request for approval. Once she checks the information, Vicky taps Yes in the confirmation message. The system then routes Vicky's absence request to her manager for approval. After confirming the request, a message appears at the top of the screen telling you that your absence request was submitted successfully. From the Time menu, Vicky can also check the status of other absences she already submitted. Notice the sick leave request that Vicky just submitted. The approval status is submitted. A filter allows you to narrow the information if you have multiple absence requests during the year or during your work history. You can modify the filters and save them for future use. Now, Vicky drills down into the information for her most recent absence request. This view shows the details she entered, but she can't make any changes since it's already been sent for approval. Tapping the Absence Balances link brings up Vicky's current absence balances. Vicky can see when the accrual or entitlement process ran and her balances at that time. Vicky's company has also added a disclaimer that the balances may not show any unprocessed time off. Using PeopleSoft Mobile Absence and Time and Labor, Vicky's manager, Rosanna, can request absences, view requests, and view absence balances for her direct reports. Rosanna taps the Team Time tile on the Manager's Self-Service page. The Team Time menu is similar to the Time menu on the Employee Self-Service page. As a manager, Rosanna can also manage time and labor exceptions and monitor reporting locations. In this case, she taps Request Absence. Rosanna can report absences for her direct reports following the same steps an employee takes. Now, Rosanna wants to see the exceptions for her direct reports, so she taps Manage Exceptions. You can allow the exceptions with a low severity by tapping the Allow box, then tapping the Allow button at the bottom of the page. Once allowed, the exceptions disappear from the list. You can also tap an exception to open the Update Time page to see more information. When there's a long list of exceptions, you can filter it by specifying employee selection criteria. To complete her tasks, Rosanna taps Reporting Locations to see the locations where her direct reports entered time. The diamonds on the map indicate where direct reports have entered time on the date shown. Rosanna taps the Facets arrow to open the list of direct reports. You can filter the list by specifying criteria in the Employee Selection section. Rosanna taps Vicky's name in the list to see the time and location that Vicky entered. Then, Rosanna closes the list to see the map. On a tablet, you can see both the list and the map. When the map appears, Rosanna taps the diamond to display Vicky's time. As you can see, Rosanna can successfully manage absences and reported time using her smartphone to access PeopleSoft Absence and Time and Labor. To find out more about the PeopleSoft Fluid User Interface and all of the other PeopleSoft features, go to PeopleSoftInfo.com.